Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists.
Karoline Leavitt's $800 million defamation lawsuit against The View is shaking up the media world. How did a few on-air jabs turn into a full-blown legal firestorm? If you want to stay ahead of the curve on this epic battle and what it means for ABC, hit that subscribe button now for the latest updates.
They have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. It was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
Let's rewind to the moment when The View took aim at Karoline Leavitt. The show has never been shy about throwing shade at conservative voices, but the way they went after Leavitt, that was the next level.
But afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate.
It all started when Joy Behar, with her signature smirk, dismissed Leavitt's appointment as White House press secretary, making it seem like it was all about superficiality. She was picked for her looks, Behar scoffed. Whoopi Goldberg, never one to hold back, rolled her eyes and added, "We've had worse." But it was Sunny Hostin, the legal expert of the group, who dropped the most stinging remark. "This lawsuit, it's got no legs," she said. "It's not even worth discussing."
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
The audience giggled and Twitter erupted with a mix of amusement and criticism. But what they didn't realize was that Karoline Leavitt wasn't laughing. Far from it. She wasn't there for the jokes, the jabs, or the dismissive comments. Leavitt was there to make a point that would soon escalate into a battle for justice. She wasn't about to let her name be dragged through the mud without consequences. The fight for her reputation had just begun. While the ladies on The View clowned, Karoline's legal squad went full CSI. According to a leaked New York Post report, her attorneys were combing through show archives, Slack messages, behind-the-scenes notes, everything. Then came the receipts. One leaked internal Slack message read, "Joy should press her hard on the youth angle, get her flustered early." Another note scribbled in a planning journal, "Ask about Trump, she'll spiral." This wasn't spontaneous commentary. This was a premeditated humiliation. And the kicker? One internal memo from 6 months earlier warned that interviews with young conservative women had become borderline targeted. Another HR email flagged a pattern of strategic tension creation. These weren't just offhand zingers. They were a media hit job in disguise. Karoline Leavitt's $800 million defamation lawsuit has sent shockwaves through mainstream media, particularly targeting ABC and The View. The lawsuit stems from alleged defamatory statements made about Leavitt during a heated interview segment, prompting accusations of media bias, character assassination, and professional sabotage. As one of the youngest political figures in the country, Leavitt's legal action signals a powerful pushback against what many see as unchecked media hostility toward conservative voices, especially young women. The impact is already visible. ABC faces internal chaos. Advertisers are reportedly reconsidering sponsorships, and editorial teams across networks are rethinking how they handle political guests. The case also sets a potential precedent for other public figures seeking legal recourse against defamation, making it more than a personal fight. It's a broader cultural moment. Behind the scenes at ABC, it was all smoke and sirens. What started as smug dismissals turned into full-blown internal chaos. Legal departments started pulling raw footage. Producers got sudden calendar invites for sensitive conversations. Staffers were told to recall what they overheard, what they said, what they laughed at. By midweek, ABC execs had called in top-tier crisis managers. PR teams were told to monitor public sentiment hourly. Entire departments were tasked with pulling years of digital communication records. An insider revealed, the network is scrambling to contain the fallout. No one anticipated the depth of this crisis. Discovery hadn't even begun, and already ABC was sweating bullets. The deeper Karoline's team dug, the uglier it got. Editors were seen shredding notes. Interns were called back from summer break to recount conversations they overheard. One junior producer allegedly deleted months of group texts before lawyering up. ABC wasn't preparing for a fight. They were prepping for survival. Social media has amplified the story, with Leavitt's silence drawing admiration and scrutiny alike. Memes, hashtags, and viral clips have made her lawsuit not just legal news, but a pop culture moment. Whether or not she wins the case, Leavitt has already reshaped the conversation around media accountability, free speech, and the blurred line between commentary and defamation. It's a bold statement. Media narratives are no longer immune from consequences. The next live episode of The View felt eerie. Gone were the claps, the punchlines, the roast sessions. Instead, Whoopi leaned forward, hands folded, and said, "Maybe we need to take a step back." Joy followed up with a shaky, "Can't we just talk?" And Sunny, the legal expert who said the case had no legs. She now looked straight into the lens and murmured, "Karoline, if you're watching, maybe there's a better way." But it was too late. And while the media circus spun like crazy, Karoline? Silent. No tweets, no interviews, no Instagram Live. Just one icy press statement from her legal team. This lawsuit is about truth, accountability, and restoring reputations damaged by reckless commentary. We are moving forward as planned. Chilling, poised, strategic. This wasn't about viral clout. Karoline wasn't here to go 12 rounds on social media. She was playing the long game. And the silence? That was power. The internet wasted no time. Within hours, TikTok was ablaze. Twitter? On fire. Hashtags like Achika Karoline was right, View Meltdown, and Achika's Receipts Don't Lie were trending across platforms. One viral post showed side-by-side clips of Joy mocking Leavitt last week, and then pleading for mercy the next. Caption, "From clown to crown real quick." One Twitter commentator said, "They mocked her. Now they fear her." That's not an apology. That's desperation. Even left-leaning commentators began raising eyebrows. On MSNBC, a former network executive commented, "No matter your politics, what this lawsuit reveals is deeply concerning from a journalistic ethics standpoint." YouTubers broke it down like a Netflix true crime doc. Meme pages went wild. One meme showed Whoopi next to a Titanic graphic, with the caption, "Captain goes down with the View." Even Fox News ran back-to-back primetime segments analysing ABC's internal panic, while other outlets like the Daily Wire and New York Post dropped bombshells on leaked legal docs. Now let's talk fan reaction, because they weren't just watching, they were rallying. One TikTok creator said in a video that racked up over 1.4 million views, "Karoline did what every woman who's been dismissed and belittled on national TV dreams of. She brought the hammer down." A Facebook group called Justice for Karoline popped up overnight, already with over 60,000 members, sharing screenshots, live reactions, even old View clips being reanalysed with new context. Instagram stories blew up with fans reposting side-by-side quotes and captioning them. They played with the wrong one. Even fans of The View, lifelong loyalists, began turning. Reddit threads in r/television were lit up with comments like, "I love Whoopi, but this is a bad look. If Karoline has the receipts, they owe her an apology." It was clear. The tide had shifted. Inside Karoline's camp, things were just heating up. Sources close to her team told The Federalist that Discovery hadn't even scratched the surface. Dozens of ex-ABC employees had come forward voluntarily. Former show interns were now whistleblowers. Every email, every offhand joke, every producer's strategy note was being added to a 400-plus page dossier. No moment was too small, no soundbite forgotten. And ABC, well, some insiders were already talking about exit strategies. One source leaked that certain executives were suggesting a full rebrand of The View. Others wanted to end the show altogether. Reputational risk escalation became the subject line in dozens of panicked internal memos. One even floated the idea of a complete cast overhaul. At its core, this isn't just about Karoline Leavitt. This is about the double standard women face, especially conservative women. The same woke media that preaches empowerment turns cold when the woman on screen doesn't fit their political script. Sarah Huckabee, Kayleigh McEnany, Kellyanne Conway, each faced the same ridicule. But Karoline? She didn't take it on the chin. She fought back, she did the homework, she pulled the files, and she dared to demand accountability. So where does this all go? Well, Karoline's lawsuit is heading into discovery. Depositions are coming, evidence will be submitted, and if it goes to trial, ABC might not just lose the case, they could lose the show. Meanwhile, fans continue rallying. Political influencers are demanding transparency. Even mainstream outlets like Politico and Vanity Fair are now watching closely. And still, Karoline hasn't said a word. No gloating, no spin, just silence. Controlled, calculated, cold as ice. So where do you stand on this wild ride? Is Karoline Leavitt quietly executing one of the boldest, most strategic legal moves we've ever seen in daytime TV history? Or is ABC unraveling beneath the weight of its own contradictions and double standards? This case isn't just about a lawsuit. It's about power, perception, and who controls the narrative. With every silence from Karoline and every move from ABC, the tension builds, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We want to hear from you. Do you believe Leavitt has a shot at winning big? Or do you think The View will spin its way out like always? Drop your takes, theories, and hot comments below. We're reading them all. And if you're here for the real stories behind the headlines, the ones they don't want you to talk about, subscribe now and turn those notifications on. Because while others play catch-up, we bring you the raw, unfiltered drama straight from the source. This isn't just celebrity news. This is real talk, and we're just getting started.